Y'all ready to go? Really great day today for us. I was really fired up about this game. For a lot of reasons, they're a really good opponent and all of that, division opponent, all of that stuff. But the way we entered this game, if you take a look at our inactive list today, you see all the guys that couldn't play and guys that had to step up and fill in, and play first-class football, and then the guys did it and came through in such a big way. Yeah, it was just, I was inspired by it. Inspired by their toughness and by their guts, and really just the way they handled it throughout the whole week. They just stepped up and never even batted an eye about it. So DJ Dallas scoring twice today, that's so sweet. We had one running back really. Homer just sucked it up and got out there in case we needed him in an emergency, and was there for us for a few plays. Did a great job. That's a lot of burden for one kid, and he did great today. I would say this, the thing I liked probably best about the game is the defensive play. Up until like the fourth quarter, they had 112 yards or something like that, and run past the whole thing. We really played really good ball today. Kenny called a great game. Guys played great. Bobby Wagner was just everywhere on the field, as well as a bunch of other guys that played well. So it was really important, and we did our whole fourth quarter thing again and gave them, I don't know, a couple hundred yards in the fourth quarter or whatever. We're getting there, and we're gonna keep getting better. And I know I keep saying it to you, but it's because it's going to happen. And this week will be cool to see a couple new guys step back in, and it'll be fun to see that. Russell played terrific today. He knew, how this game was going to go. We're going to throw the ball quick and a lot of short stuff and all that, and you have to work it. He did a great job throughout the day. And again, who's the receiver that gets all the stuff? This week it was DK. What a fantastic game he played. Just so tough and so physical. And there's a dominant player out there today, with a couple touchdowns and big plays, one right after another. Third down was really good for us today on offense, 9 for 14. Red zone was great. Running the clock out at the end of the game, those are just such good things to be able to do, and gives us a chance to be a really good club. So really fired up to be 6-1, coming back after a loss and coming back and finding good football. We're this much from being, from having them all right now. So we know that, and we just got to keep getting better. So really excited about the day.
John Boyle.
Yeah, Coach, you talked about Bobby's play a little bit there, but the way he was pretty harsh on the defense when he talked Sunday, just the way he and that whole unit stepped up. What went into that, and I guess what were your thoughts on his play in particular?
Really playing to the nature of our guys, and I thought Kenny did a really nice job of adjusting to let them have more opportunities to see if they could create problems. By sending them and doing the things that we did, and Bobby was phenomenal today. He had a couple sacks, but he had 3 or 4 other rushes too, where he was a factor and bothered the quarterback. So, I think Bobby, he's a great leader, and he never said anything to this team that he wouldn't ask of himself, and he came through in a great way, and it just kind of solidified what a stud leader that he is.
Curtis.
Yeah, Pete, for DJ Reed to come up for you today and come up with a pick, and with all your cornerback injuries that you had, how critical was that, and your thoughts on his first game for you?
Well, I've been real excited about him. I really liked the film, in evaluating him, when we first acquired him, and been hoping for him to be able to do some stuff, because he's a really active football player. He had great quickness and really good instincts and all that. He had a chance for a sack and a couple other things too. He had some nice other plays as well. So I'm really not surprised that he played well. I'm thrilled that we got him. John figured it out a while back that he would be a good guy to add on, and we might need him down the stretch and or wherever. And as he turned up now, and just the timing was perfect, with Ugo being hurt, and so he did a good job. And the competition at that spot's going to be just like we like it.
Tim.
Pete, we obviously saw the touchdown from DK in the first half on the catch and run across the middle. I guess what else about his game sort of just jumped out at you about his performance today?
Yeah, a lot. He's just so freaking tough. And whether he's blocking guys or whether he's catching the ball or whether they smack him and the ball arrives and he's standing over those guys, when they fall off of him. When he caught the ball on the crossing route, I started screaming that they weren't going to get him, right from, like when he was way over there, because he's just too fast. And He just circled the whole defense and put it in the end zone. I don't even think they touched him. It was a great play. We're so lucky to have him and have him grown and emerging as such a dominant football player. He's really something.
Joe?
Pete, was the thought to blitz more, especially bringing multiple guys? Was that an adjustment from last week, or did it an example of maybe their lack of vertical passing game made that an opportunity for you?
Game plan. It's really just a game plan this week.
And then just to follow up on that, how you feel about how the game plan was executed. Seems like guys were getting home regularly.
Yeah, I thought it added to everything. I thought the pressure that we threw at him helped everybody, and we just decided to take a little turn, and obviously there's some stuff trying to figure some things out to get better, and we just put it on the fellas. We have a great attitude group, and they want to play tough and physical and go after it, and we just look for opportunities to make sure and show those guys. And with Jamal coming back next week, it's going to happen some more, and you'll see that happen as we enter him back in.
Masvita?
Yeah, Pete, how much does it change for a defense when you get a quarterback change like that, especially in the fourth quarter? Does it change?
I made a real clear statement that let's not let it change us. Let's just keep going, stay aggressive, and which we threw a lot of stuff at him down the stretch there. We didn't execute as well as we needed to. We missed, those when you pressure, you got to do things right, and we missed a couple things, and you missed some contain and some opportunities that we'll get better at. But you got to give Moses a good job. He came in there and was hot, threw a couple great balls.
Bob?
Oh, excuse me. The ball, just for instance, the ball that he hits 85 on at the sidelines, that was extraordinarily good throw and catch. And he got smacked as well, and he hung on to the ball really tough. The ball he threw down the middle was a big-time play as well. I mean, I could see why they put him in. He's a good player.
Go ahead.
Steven Sullivan, you make him active yesterday, and then he comes in. I think the first play of the game he was in on a tackle. Just sort of that whole thing, making him active, and then what you saw to him today.
Stefan, I was really fired up that he got a chance to go. Benson couldn't quite get that ankle going today, and we thought that might happen, so we had Sully working all week long in the spot so that he could be ready to go. I don't know how he did. I can't wait to see his film. He's such a good athlete, and he was willing to change from playing tight end to go to rush the passer in the middle of his rookie season, and it's just a great team move that he made because we needed his help, and today he got to play. I don't know what he did. I can't tell you. I didn't catch him. I know he made a tackle on the first play, but just to do that is a cool thing, and just for him to be out there. But we needed him. We ran out of guys, and so that's why this game is a very inspirational game in our locker room, because a lot of guys had to step up so that we could go, and then we went out and played well too. So that's a lot to ask guys, but they came through. Sully was one of those guys. And, I didn't say anything about it. I should mention this. I thought that the offensive line against those guys did a great job today. Pass protection-wise, giving Russ a chance to do the stuff that he needed to do. The run game was it wasn't asked to do a lot today, but in the pass protection game, and they knew they had their pass pro, I thought it was a really good job executed by those big guys, and really fired up about that. Our offensive line is better than we've been. This is better than we've been in recent years, and this is a chance for us to continue to get better. We're not even halfway through the season yet, with these guys, so it's very encouraging.
Greg?
Pete, can you walk us through the balancing act you have on, I know it's opponent dependent, but on how much to blitz, and what is it specific about this defense that maybe makes you pause sometime not to blitz more, but then blitz some other times?
Well, it depends. It depends on matchups. It depends on game matchups, the style of the team, and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of things that go into it. However, remember where we started the season. Remember, I think, I don't know this is right, somebody told me, maybe one of you guys told me, that Jamal had pressured like 10 times in the first two games each, Well, that's where we started. So he got closer this week. He was getting ready to come on back out, and just wanted to make sure that we're giving our guys a chance to play the way they want to play and play aggressive and all. We had we've been reeling a little bit with the guys coming in and out, and so we've been waiting, and so now I think we can really push to get better and really push down the stretch here. Again, we're not even halfway points is coming up, I have all the expectations in the world that we're going to really be able to complement what this offense is doing and make us tough to beat.
Brady?
Pete, what kind of luxury is it to have two top flight wide receivers who can take a game over the way Tyler did last week and the way DK did today?
Yeah, we're so fortunate, and those guys are awesome about it. What did Tyler get today? He a couple or something? I don't even know what his numbers were. But imagine, he got 20 targets last week, and then we come back this week, it goes the other way, and everybody's fine about it, and everybody just takes what comes their way. Personality, 4? Yeah. He had 4 catches. We're very fortunate, and they're both so unique. I wish so much that Russ would have hooked up with the one with Tyler, the bomb in the corner of the end zone. Yes, that's so close. As hard as that catch looked like that could have happened, it was just a hair out of bounds, and we didn't convert it. But that would have been really something to tack that onto this game for all those guys.
You said you expect Jamal back next week. Just want to make sure I heard that right. And then was Chris Carson close to going today at all?
He didn't make it back for this one. He couldn't get going. So I don't know what that means for next week. I can't tell you. We'll just have to take it one day at a time. Had Jamal not gotten sick this week, he got something happening at I don't know what it was, but he got the flu or something like that. He missed Wednesday and Thursday because of it. And so we were hoping he could make it back this week, but he didn't get a chance to practice enough. And so he's ready to go. He's ready to go, and we got to make it through. We'll take it one day at a time next week. But I got to tell you, he's really excited and pumped up about it, as well as the rest of us, and we just want to get him back out there. He's such an extraordinary individual. The competitiveness that he brings is going to be really fun to see on the field again.
Art?
Thanks.
Pete, you guys took away, Niners only had 116 yards at halftime. You took away the run game. What was crucial in stopping the run?
I thought the guys played them well. I thought they played their schemes and their principles. The only times they got any runs on us at all, we were pressuring, and we got in difficult situations for us. Sometimes it makes it hard for you when you're coming, depending on how it works. And they popped a couple on us there, but boy, our guys played great against all the running game. And this is a high-powered. They didn't have all their guys too. I know that. Tevin went out, but schematically and technically, we played the game really well, and so that was really good. Oh, that's sweet. Wait till you see DK.
Pete, I know you need to watch the film, but what are your initial thoughts on Alton Robinson?
This is I can't wait to see the film, because Alton was right in the face of a bunch of their wide running game, and so and he's playing against the best tight end in football, and I was wondering what was going to happen on this one. Between he and Jusic coming out there in the combo block and the edge, I can't wait to see what it looks like. I don't have a good feel for that right now, but they didn't run the ball on the edge and get outside of him much. And so he did a good job in general, but I don't know about the specifics. But this is as good a test as a guy playing his position can play in the running game, because that's how good these guys are. So it's a real tribute to them. So he did okay. They got 50 yards rushing. That's pretty sweet.
Last question for Pete. Larry?
Pete, given all the injuries you had on both sides of the ball, what does that say about kind of the character of this team to overcome that?
I missed the start of it.
Given the injuries on both sides of the ball, what does it say about the character of the team to rise up?
Let me back up. I was thinking of DK's introduction coming up here. So I was a little screwed up. So, okay, start all over again.
Okay. Given the injuries on both sides of the ball, what does it say about the character of the team?
Yeah, it is a statement, and that's why I went into this week just. That's why I was talking to him about it. Was a week of inspiration. Who's going to be able to pull it through and come back and uphold their end of it, to step in and all that. And I think it says a tremendous amount that it didn't matter who was playing. And the guys just stepped up and did their job and busted their tails to get it done. And we love seeing that's the first thing we talked about in the locker room in getting this game, on our side. So I was really, really excited about that. I think it says a lot. It was a good illustration. Let yourself go. Baby, don't you weep. Let's bring him out, the hardest working man in show business, DK Metcalf.
Very stylishly dressed.
Best coach in the NFL right there.
All right, let's lead off with Curtis for DK.
Yeah, DK. how big is it for you guys that you can have Tyler go off 1 week, you come back and do this the next week, and that you guys have that kind of contrasting ability to each kind of do this and the help that can bring your offense?
Man, Tyler actually told me on the field, he was like, man, we got the best duo in the league. We feed off each other very well. And then it doesn't help that, when David and Freddie Swain come in the game, they just bring that much more energy to the field. So I just believe that we got one of the best and closest rooms in the league.
Bob Condotta.
Yeah, DK, Pete was just telling us at the minute you caught the pass on your first touchdown there that he knew you were going to score. Can you take us through that play? And if you thought it looked like it was breaking open the minute you caught it?
Man, just shout out to Jacob Hollister. He blocked his butt off on the sideline, long enough just for me to turn the corner. But, man, I saw a lot of open grass, and I just took off to running. And I saw a linebacker once I passed him, and he couldn't stop me. Then I knew Jake had my back and led me to the promised land.
Greg Bell.
DK, what did your play on Buda Baker last week mean to you, and what do you think the teammates' response to that was?
I'm more so worried about what my teammates thought of me after that play. The play really doesn't matter in my mind because we lost. But my teammates really spoke highly of me and, gave me a lot of congratulations. But, in my mind, that's something I was supposed to do, not just an epic play, that the world just saw. So, I just hold myself, in the receiver room and this team to a high standard. And, we just try to play to that standard every week.
Joe Fan.
DK, what's it like having a duo like you and Tyler where, he had 20 targets last week and goes off for 200 yards, and this week just 4 catches, I think 30-something yards, and it's your week to shine. How do you guys approach that from a sports standpoint, and do you know that, any given week it could be either one of you's turn to have the big game?
Yes, sir. Me and Tyler, like I said, feed off each other very well, and we don't care, who gets the credit or who gets to shine 1 week because, he has my back no matter what, and I got his no matter what. And like I said, man, shout out to Demo and Freddie. They come up clutch every time they come in the game. So, like I said, man, just speaks highly of our receiver room and, the standard that we hold each other to.
Art Teal.
DK, can you give us a sample of the conversation you were having with Jimmy Ward and yourself?
I don't know if I can disclose that information.
Go ahead and try.
Just two competitive guys just talking smack to each other.
Who started what?
I don't know who started. I cannot remember. But the game was getting chippy all day. And, like I said, man, just two competitive teams just going at it.
I give up.
John Boyle.
Yeah, DK, with some injuries, you guys had a lot of guys having to step up on both sides of the ball. DJ Dallas on offense, bunch of dudes on defense. Just what does it say about your team that so many guys who maybe aren't playing big roles before today did the job?
Man, our defense, first of all, stepped up big time, holding an explosive offense like that to only 7 points in the first half, and they were forced to throw in the second half. So, hats off to our defense, man. I believe in them, every week, and every week they're going to, shut teams out and disappoint teams. And, back to our running back room, DJ Dallas stepped up, Nick Ballore. We had a couple more guys ready to roll in there. So, we just don't quit. And, when the next guy's up, we just, rise up to the opportunity when our number is called.
Last question for DK, Jackie Montgomery.
DK, I was going to ask about DJ, but I will change my question. During the game, LeBron James tweeted out that calling you Baby Bron with your skills that you had in the game today. Just curious what it means to kind of get that acknowledgement, respect from, other great players around the league, or just in the sports world.
I just thank God, that he's blessed me with this opportunity, blessed me with this team, and, the God-given abilities that he's given me. Bobby actually told me to wear this suit today. Because he said I was going to ball out. So, appreciate the prophet Bobby over there.
Thank you, DK.
All right, Russ for MVP train is back on the tracks. Let's go.
Stephon Sullivan should be stepping up shortly. I think we are going to change that to Bobby Wagner. Indeed, it is Bobby. John Boyle, you have a question for Bobby?
I do. Bobby, this time last week when we talked to you, said the defense is not where it needs to be. You clearly weren't very happy with the performance. At least 3/4 of this game, you guys shut them out just about, were pretty dominant. What it take to turn things around for you?
Yeah, I just felt like we needed to stop talking and just do the work and let our play show. And so I felt like we were a lot more aggressive, and we were able to get in the backfield and get the quarterback off the spot. Obviously, we still have things to work on, but I think it was a step in the right direction.
Curtis Crabtree.
Yeah, Bobby, to be without as many guys on defense as you were today, to have the group step up and have this kind of a performance, in addition to what you were talking about a second ago, how big a step could this be for you?
It was a really big step, especially for those guys. We had a lot of guys out. We had guys playing positions that they probably haven't played before, but they went out and executed and did great. So, definitely excited about the step forward, but it's just one game. It has to be consistent, and look forward to keep doing that.
Maz Vida.
Hey, Bobby, in terms of when you talked to the defense and said it's time to play, did you have to say anything else? Or did just the players take it upon themselves to stop talking and execute today?
Definitely, I feel like, as the leader of the defense, you had to address the team. You had to bring the issues to light and get everybody on the same page and talk about discipline and consistency. And that's kind of what we did. Everybody locked in this week. We had a great practice, great week, and it showed in the game.
Bob Condotta.
Yeah, Bobby, is the more blitzing just sort of a game plan thing, something you really saw in the 49ers, or is that something you kind of went and lobbied to the coaches for a little bit too in the wake of last week? Or
Say the first part again. I missed that.
Yeah, just the more blitzing this week. Was it more a reaction to just San Francisco and it kind of fit them, or was that something you kind of wanted to lobby for in the wake of what happened last week at all? Or
I always talk to them about blitzing more. So whenever they call my number or whenever they choose to put that in the game plan, I get excited and I try to do the best that I can.
Jackie Montgomery.
Hey, Bobby, your stat line in particular is pretty impressive tonight. Did you take it? Did you feel like a personal responsibility to lead by example in tonight's game?
Yeah, definitely. I felt like it started with myself. I think you have to sometimes show the guys what focus looks like. A lot of guys are young, and so I was really locked in, prepared this week, and just wanted to come out and have a lot of energy.
Michael Sean.
Bobby, just how good did those pass rush reps feel today, getting to the quarterback a couple times?
It felt real good. I felt like I was practicing moves all week, and I got an opportunity to do some of them, and was able to get in the quarterback's face. Obviously, able to sack him a couple times, and it felt good.
I know you practice with Clint sometimes with the D-line and the hand fighting and stuff. Did some of that stuff that you do in the offseason or training camp pay off, in particular any of those rushes?
Yeah, definitely. Working with them, working with the D-line, talking to the D-line, seeing what they see, definitely helped me figure out, what moves I was going to run on particular guys.
Thanks.
All right, last one for Wags. Joe Fan.
Bobby, did you feel like it was just an increased volume in blitzes, or do you feel like you guys changed some things up to make them more successful? And then just, with you, for yourself and others.
I think it was a combination of both. I definitely feel like, we were a lot more aggressive, blitzed a lot more. And then there were opportunities where, I was one-on-one with the center or one-on-one with the guard and just try to get my best move and see if I can, get to the quarterback as well as the other guys. The other guys did a great job. Alden had a sack. We had a lot of pressures, and I think it was just important for us to get the quarterback off the spot and not let him just sit back there and pick it apart.
What did you make of DJ Reed's debut? You haven't gotten to be around him for very long, but he had some blitzes tonight that seemed to set up a couple of the sacks.
Yeah, he did a great job. He was somebody I was looking forward to coming in and playing. When he got hurt, I was watching him prepare, work out and try to get right. He was reading books and things of that nature, so he was super locked in. So when he came back, it was that same focus. He came back and, it wasn't like he had to get sped up. He knew the defense. He knew the calls. He knew the communication. And so it was just cool to watch a guy, go from being hurt and watch the process of learning the defense and staying locked in during a difficult time, because being injured is not fun. And, him coming out there and getting the pick, and as well as a couple of the blitzes he did was just great.
Thanks, Bobby. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it, guys. And gals.
Thank you.
All right, Stephon Sullivan. Corbin Smith, you have a question?
Yes, Stephon, you're making a really difficult transition going from tight end to defensive end. What's been the most challenging part so far of making that adjustment, and what was it like being able to finally get out there with your team?
I'll say the hardest thing is with it was, I guess, me just working my hands. Me playing tight end, I was already in a three-point position quite a bit, so just working my hands, working the strike, and just really moves wise, because I had the speed, I had the get off. It just came down to me working my hands and getting my technique down with some stuff.
John Boyle.
Yeah, Stephon, if we had told you back in April when you were drafted you'd be lining up a defensive end in November, what would you have thought back then?
I didn't see this in a million years. My last time playing defensive end was in high school. I played all positions in high school, but when I got to college, when I got to LSU, I just played receiver. And then my senior year, I played tight end. And, man, I couldn't tell you that right here, right now, I'll be playing defensive end in the NFL, so I didn't see this coming at all, to be honest with you. So, I mean, just being out there is a dream come true, even if I didn't touch the field, just being on that sideline would be a dream come true for me, coming up where I come from. A lot of guys don't make it this far, so I'm definitely special, and I'm definitely blessed to be in this position for sure.
Greg Bell.
Stephon, we talked to you before about where you came from. What was going through your head about the memories of that when you were on the field today and actually playing in an NFL game, and what that meant to you?
It means a lot, man. With how I grew up is just how I grew up. Every kid has their story. I don't try to go around telling people so they could feel sorry for me. I keep it in my pocket, and if you know, then you know, and I just use it as motivation, honestly. But how I grew up is just how I grew up. I can't do anything about it. It got me here, so who say it didn't help me get to this point,
Thank you.
Bob Condotta.
Yeah, Stephon, how did they come to you and ask you about it? I mean, they just call you into the office and say, hey, we want you to try to do this, or how did that all come about?
I said again, I didn't hear you.
Yeah, making the switch to defensive end, how did that all come about? Did they kind of just call you in and say, we want you to try this?
So one day at practice, I think we was doing scout team, I want to say punt return. And I think Coach Pete seen me get off the ball. After that rep or whatever, he asked me if I ever played defensive end. And I told him in high school, he said, would you give it a shot? I was like, yeah, why not? I went over there. I didn't know, like I said, I didn't know any moves, any technique, how to use your hands or anything. So I was just running up the field, trying to get past the tackle. Didn't work. So I started to get better. I started working my hands. And then next thing you know, I'm here today.
Last one, Joe Fan.
Stephon, sorry if I missed it, but when did this transition begin? When were you approached about being moved to defensive end?
I want to say like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. Yeah, I've been working the position for some weeks now on practice squad. After practice, me and a few guys, we do one-on-ones and just working to get off, working your technique, just trying to get better. So yeah.
Is it kind of funny when you like talk to friends or family or whatever, and they're asking how things are going, and if you're catching passes from Russell Wilson in practice or whatever, and then you tell them that you're playing defense all of a sudden?
Yeah, it was crazy because at first I was doing scout team defense and I was doing scout team offense. So I would go to defensive end, right back to tight end to catching the ball. So honestly, I didn't know what position I was going to play, and so happened defense will work for me. So I'm here, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to win. Honestly, I'm a team player. So if Coach Pete want me to kick the ball, then I'll kick the ball.
Thanks, Stephon. Appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
Listen, I told DJ Dallas, I said he's going to go last. He's sitting right here, so let the Rook finish it off for you guys.
Sean Boyle, lead us off.
Well, since you mentioned the Rook, both sides of the ball, you guys were missing a lot of guys. Just how impressive was the way he and so many others stepped up?
Yeah, he was unbelievable tonight. I think, I think it was the second or third practice when we had finally got back from all the COVID stuff and everything else. And I really noticed him, actually, DJ. I really noticed him, during the whole spring, Zoom calls and all that. And he was such a leader. He was on his stuff. He was very detailed. He was always early for the meetings. The rookie meetings we would do early before everything started, and he was just such a great leader. We were on group messages and everything else, and just how he showed his leadership. He was a ball player. I think that maybe that's the quarterback in him or what. But fast forward, to the second practice we really saw him. I really thought that he was going to be really special for us. And obviously today I got to talk to him before the game. I just said, great players, they always have to start somewhere. They always have to start somewhere, no matter who you are. So, greatness starts somewhere, and it's going to be today. And sure enough, he played an unbelievable game. I thought he was lights out. I thought he was very calm in the huddle. He was on top of his protections. He was very efficient in the running game. He caught the ball well. Just a special player, and I'm glad he's on our team and stepped up. And a lot of guys stepped up in a big way.
Bob Condotta.
Yeah, Russell, you have, I think you're 32-8 now following games in which the team is lost. Is it always just business as usual for you after the team loses or after a game like last week? Was that any tougher to take and the approach is any different, or?
I think for me, I've always tried to remain neutral, like I always tell you guys, but I think the reality is that you figure out, okay, what's going really well, what was great about the game, and then what could we have done better? Those two simple questions. And I think from there, you get to figure out, shoot, man, 3 plays, that's it. If I can eliminate those 3 plays, how much better can we be? And so, anyways, I think that we've been unbelievable all year, and been able to make a lot of plays on offense, do a lot of special things. And, I just keep swinging. You just keep swinging. You keep believing. You don't change your mind. You don't doubt now. And we've been fortunate to win a lot of football games in past 9 years, and it's been special. And we just got to keep going. I think that to be able to remain neutral and process the good times and also process the tough times and understand that, that the next opportunity, the next play, this one right here, and just remaining neutral in the midst of it all, I think is the part that, allows me internally to be successful, but also us as a team. And, you don't change, for anything for that.
Art Teal.
Russ, the first 2 drives didn't go well. What changed for the third drive and subsequent after that?
Yeah, I thought we stayed on schedule. We didn't get any penalties. We just stayed on schedule. We capitalized on opportunities. We caught the ball, ran the ball well when we did. And I thought it was an unbelievable game by the offensive line. Offensive line gave me great time to make some plays and throws. And DK had a special game. I think he had 12 catches, and just did some really, really good things in the passing game. And so I think we were on it. I'm not sure how many drives we had, but I know we scored quite a bit throughout the game, and we capitalized on our opportunities.
Joe Fan.
Russ, how much of a luxury is it to have two guys in Tyler and DK who can just completely take over a game at a moment's notice?
Yeah, I think having great ball players, we have so many guys that can step up and step in, and you have so many great players. But those two guys, DK and Tyler Lockett, they're arguably the two best receivers in the game, in my opinion, just how they play. And they got so much talent, they got so much ability, and Tyler's older, but both of them are still very young and still just continue to grow. And I'm glad that they're on our team. That's for sure. It's a blessing to be able to throw the football to them.
Do you ever have anybody come to you and be like, "Hey, Russ, look my way," or is it nice for you to maybe never have to deal with egos and massage egos in terms of who's getting the ball and how much?
I think that you just want to win. I think everybody wants to win. Everybody's focused on winning. That's the only thing we're focused on.
Corbin Smith.
Hey, Russ, a couple months ago, you were throwing passes to Stephon Sullivan out in training camp. How crazy is it to you that he's only been playing that position at defensive end now a couple weeks, and he was able to come in and make a tackle in this game?
Yeah, I think that Sully did a great job. He's such a great athlete. Obviously, he's a champion from LSU. He's just he knows how to play the game. He's a great tight end, too. I'm telling y'all, he can really play the tight end position. So, I'm looking forward to just seeing his growth as a player, just an overall player, and what he can do. And obviously, him stepping up and learning the defensive end position and just being such a great athlete and being so intelligent on his stuff, it was great to see him make a play or two today.
AJ McCord.
So, Russ, you talk a lot about staying neutral regardless of what happened the play before. So in a game, I'm curious if you actually notice the score or take note of it, or if it's just every drive is almost like 0-0.
That's a great question, Andrew. I think that I always notice the score. If we're up, I'm always processing, what's it going to take for us to win this game? When we're down, I'm always processing, what's it going to take for us to win this game? And that's what I keep very simple. I keep a simple mind in that sense. And, for me, what I've really understood just playing sports, multiple sports and all that, and just the idea around the neutral mindset is that, you understand what you have to do to get the game, won and what you have to do there, but not letting the emotions of the game, affect you, and just being able to still be passionate about the game. I think you're definitely passionate, but I think the balance of passion and understanding and process and clarity all coming together as one, understanding that there's a mission to either come back or to finish the game and close the game out. I think that's something that we do better, than in my opinion, anybody else in the world. And I think that's just because of the mindset that we have, and I think the neutral mindset that I try to bring to the table as a collective group.
Greg Bell.
Russ, what are your feelings on the defense? Are you relieved? You have renewed confidence that these guys can keep pace with what you guys have been doing offensively? What did today do for you for what you feel about the defense?
I think our defense played amazing tonight. I think they did a great job. Bobby was all over the field. I mean, he's one of the best players in the game. Yeah, he's the best linebacker in the game. There's nothing he can't do, man. I just love being his teammate. KJ's had an unbelievable year. What a special player he is. He's been special for 10 years now. So consistent. With all the things that have happened, with some of our guys too, injuries. I know Bruce going down, that was tough for us. Other guys going down, and just guys have stepped up, and just what we're focused on, like I said earlier, is just winning. Just the process of it all, and just understanding that there's going to be tough games, there's going to be tough battles. We're in the toughest division in football, hands down, and so there's always a matchup every week, and so we look forward to those matchups. And it's been a special. I have all the confidence in the world in our defense, because how many times they've showed up to be able to stop, certain moments and crucial situations and all that. And I think to be able to play situational football is key. I think we can all get better across the board, offense, defense, special teams, and that's the magic. Can we continue to search? Can we continue to study? Can we continue to learn? Can we continue to process? Can the younger guys continue to grow and build and continue to have a strategy every single day? That focus every single day, the obsession with winning, the obsession with the process more than anything else. And I think if we do that as a collective team, there's nothing that we can't do, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
Last one for Russell, Jackie Montgomery.
Hey Russ, we know how much you've worked with DK, whether in practice throughout the season or during the off season. But from the play he had last week against with that tackle on Buda Baker to that first touchdown catch today, are you ever just wowed by his ability to do things on the field?
You know, I think I'm amazed every day by him, just by his consistency, by his mentality, by his want to. You know, he's a special player. A special person, a special teammate too as well. He really cares, and when you see guys make amazing plays like the ones he's made, I don't think there's anybody better than in terms of what he can do and how he's done it. And he's only in his second year; he's only 22. So, you know, I'm looking forward to playing a lot of years with him. He's really special, and I feel like we're just getting started. You know, so. It's a good thing. We just got to stay the course, though. There's no magic pill. It's just the work ethic. And it's the attitude and it's the mentality every day. And if we can keep that and do that together, and the rest of the guys too as well, and it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. And that play he made where he caught the ball today and ran across the field and ran to the end zone. I mean, there's nobody faster in the world than him on the field. So, you know, he's pretty special in that sense.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Russell.
Thank you, guys. Go Hawks.
Corbin Smith, you have a question for DJ?
Hey, DJ, I know you were frustrated with that missed blitz pickup last week. How nice is it to go out there this weekend and get your first 2 NFL touchdowns to help your team get the big win?
I credit that to the O-line and Shotty dialing up the plays, and us just executing. But yeah, it felt good. I feel like I belong here, you know.
Curtis Crabtree.
Yeah, DJ, Pete gave you some praise for having to basically carry the entire load today and being able to step up and do so. What did it mean to you to have to take pretty much everything all day and have to keep going and be able to come through with the performance you did, getting to the end zone a couple times?
Felt good. I felt comfortable in there. I just trusted my coaching really, and this is probably the most prepared I've been, just mentally and physically, this whole season. And not saying I don't prepare, because I do, but this is the most I've felt.
Adam Jude.
Yeah, DJ, before your touchdown catch from Russ, it looked like maybe there was miscommunication or missed assignment there on the play before. Can you take us through those couple play sequence there? And it looked like maybe you went up to Russ on the sideline afterwards for a quick apology, maybe?
Just a mischeck. That's all that was. Just a slight miscommunication on my behalf.
John Boyle.
Yeah, DJ, it looked like you had your first touchdown earlier in the game, and then they called it back. Just what's that process like? Thinking you scored your first NFL touchdown, they review it, they take it away, and then a little later you find the end zone.
I was sick. I was sick about the first one, but I had guys like DK and Russ telling me like it'll come back, like it's gonna come back, and then it came back twofold. So, you know, that's how that happened.
Ben Arthur.
DJ, what impresses you the most about DK, and what's it like to see him? You know, we obviously see what he does on the field, like getting touchdowns and whatnot, but when you see guys like try and hit him and they just kind of fall off of him and they're the ones hurt and it's not him, what kind of goes through your head?
I trained with DK in the off season. I was just pre-draft training and then post-combine training, but I trained with DK in the off season, and I just knew DK was special just from watching him the prior year and then training with him. So I'm not surprised that people look crazy trying to tackle DK, because man, he's a beast. He's a beast. So
thank you.
Art Till.
DJ, how did this week go in practice in terms of knowing that you might be starting, and when did you learn that you would be starting?
It was the same week. It was business as usual. Just prepared the same way. Went into meetings the same way. I really don't even remember when they said it. I guess it was like before game time, but yeah, it was business as usual. Everything was the same. I prepared the same way. I practiced the same way. So
you didn't know until this morning.
yeah.
And what was your biggest worry when you found out?
Not worried at all. Like I said, I prepared the same way for what I think this is what week 7, week 8. So I've been preparing for this since training camp. You know.
Maz Vida.
Hey, DJ, so out of the 2 touchdowns you got, is there one that means more than the other, or are you just happy to get 2 touchdowns and feel like you belong in the NFL?
It's not the fact of, I just want to be productive, honestly. Like that's me being productive. That's me helping the team. That's the O-line executing. That's Russ delivering how he always does. So it's not just a one-man show. It's a 11-man effort or a 22-man effort. So yeah, I still feel like I belong here, though. You know.
Last question for DJ, Greg Bell.
DJ, what'd you do with the ball you took after the first touchdown? It looked like, did you throw it back on the field? What did you do with it? And then why'd you just spin the ball on the real touchdown you got?
I don't know, man. I was kind of not frustrated, but you know, the first one didn't count, so I was kind of mad that they were talking trash and stuff. So I don't know, just playing ball, just being an emotional player.
Did you have to chuck the ball back onto the field to the officials, or what happened?
Yeah, I didn't want that one. That one didn't really mean anything, but just kind of tossed it back on the field.
You spun the one that you scored on the first touchdown of the game. Did you get that one back?
Oh, I have both of them, actually. They're
Okay.
both in the bag. So.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a nice night.
Thank you, DJ. All right, that's it for tonight, everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you.